Hi guys and welcome back. So we've been working on mainly static data, that is data directly from our views forward file. And if we come to our contact us, for example, let's put some context, right? Let's add some context to this contact us. Maybe on our contact us, we want to have a phone number and email and location. So if we go to our contact us and we say maybe H3, you can contact us. Yeah, so maybe you have a UL and LI phone, maybe +237 blah 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 blah. Then let's say LI email hello@techshanty.com and maybe I Facebook. And maybe this is going to be Twitter, X. Okay, so if we save this and we refresh our page, we have it nice and beautiful. Well, not beautiful exactly. I'm sure you understand what we're saying here, but nice and clean there and showing you the very basic website. Now imagine that this data is supposed to come from maybe the database or from somewhere, and we want to have it not static here. So at every point we maybe want to change the phone number, we want to change the email, we want to change the Facebook, the Twitter, whatever. So what we want to look at now is how can we pass data from our controller, because remember we said our controller is the one that interacts with the database, right? Our controller is the one that interacts with the database and sends data to the view. So we want to pass data from our controller to our view file. So for example, we want to say, okay, phone number is equal to plus to this 555. For example, we say email is it's hello@techshanty. Facebook is and same thing for Twitter. Okay. So we have defined these variables, but we have to send these variables into the view, right? We have said that I want to send this phone number, email, Facebook, and Twitter to the contact us file. So for us to do that, you can do and chain into a with, right? There's a function called with there's a function called with when you're doing. So you want to send this view with parameters. So here I'm going to say there's a parameter called phone number and it says phone number. I will start with that one. So I am saying that this variable called phone number, I want to send it into this view and I want to call it phone number. Right? You can use the same phone number. So if I come into this view, right, into the views folder, into the views file, sorry, normally this is now HTML. I have to change this. In the normal sense, when you're doing with normal PHP, you will do this PHP echo phone number, right? So if I save this, and I save this one, I refresh, you see the number. So just to be sure that we have the same number, we'll not use 555 again, we'll use 888, right? If we save, we'll refresh. So you see that we've been able to send this phone number into the view, right? And this is it here. But now you see that if you have to be writing all of this all through, it becomes cumbersome. That is why we have the Blade templating engine. We're going to look at more of the Blade templating engine in a subsequent episode of this tutorial. But the Blade templating engine says, maybe I don't want to be writing all of these long stuffs, right? I can actually write it like this. I can write LI. So instead of doing phone number, right? Instead of doing this, I could do could do something like this, phone. So each time I do, let me improve this. Each time I do curly brace open, open, curly brace close, close, this one signifies open tag with an echo, and this one signifies close tag. So I'm just going to do phone number. So if I save this and I refresh, you see that I have it now 2 times. This first one is with raw PHP, right? And the second one is with Blade. At this point now, I can actually delete this and I don't need it, and I refresh. So I have been able to send this phone number, and I'm using the Blade templating system to render or to echo my phone number. And definitely I also want to echo email, right? I'll do email, and I'll do Facebook, and I will do also Twitter. So if I save this and I refresh, and I have, whoops, so it tells me that undefined variable email, but it did not complain about phone number. What could be the problem? So if we go back to our controller here, you will see that I defined phone number and I sent it to the view, right? But I defined email, I did not tell the view that you should use it. So defining a variable here and not telling the view to use it the view will not use it. So each time you define a variable here, you must tell the view that view you have to use this, and the way to do it is you do with, right? With email. So with Facebook and with Twitter. So if we do this nice and clean and we refresh our page, see that it's working now perfectly well. So we have been able to tell our controller that send the phone number, send the email, send the Facebook, and send the Twitter to the view called contact us. So we have been able to pass this parameter from the controller to the view. This is a long way of doing it. There's another way of doing it. There's a second way of passing parameters, which you can still see return view, contact us, and then use the compact function. So use the compact function, phone number, email, Facebook, and Twitter. So I'll pull this down so we have it nice and clean. So with the compact function, you could go and read. The compact function is a PHP function. If I hover on it, you see that creates an array containing variables and their values. So this compact function is going to send all of this directly to here. So if I comment this out and I save and I refresh, you see I still have the same thing. So I have avoided using with, where I have to specify the name. So this is the name that is going to be presented in the view, and this is a variable. So we're saying that, hey controller, I want to send this phone number into this view, and inside the view I want to call it phone number. I want to send email into this view, and I want to call it email. But with this second approach, it's saying that I'm sending phone number, email, Facebook, and Twitter. I want to call it the same names. So you only use, I would recommend using the with keyword, or the with method, the with method helper function, or when you want to pass a parameter and change the name. But if you're not changing the name, compact is your best point to go. So you will save this again, refresh, and just to be sure that, just so you to know that we're on that, I might change this to maybe 444, right? And this to 222, so that we are sure that this works. And we refresh the page, we see that we have 222.888.444. So compact, either use compact or use the with. Okay.